Okay, so today I'll be doing the 2024 WA1 for Taunan School P5. So let's start. Question 1, write 8,093,547 in words. So let's start. 8,093,547. Five hundred and 47. Okay, so that's your answer for question 1. Question 2, in the number 7,428,359, what is the value of the digit 2? So digit 2 is in the 10,000s place, so your answer will be 20,000. Question 3, so looking at this, remember your order of operations. Okay, we have to do the ones in the brackets first. Inside the bracket, there's this addition and the division. We have to do the division first. So let me underline the one that we are solving first. The rest that is not underlined, we can just copy down. So 90 minus 6 plus 18 divided by 3 will give us 6. So the rest just copy down. Okay, then we continue. This one, we have to solve the one in the bracket. So underline this one. So 90 minus 6 plus 6 will give us 12 times 4. So same thing based on your order of operation. We have subtraction and multiplication. We have to solve the multiplication first. So let me underline this. So 90 minus 12 times 4 will give us 48. So 90 minus 48 will give us our answer, 42. Okay, so question 4, find the sum of all the factors of 16. So let me list down the factors of 16 first. So I have 1 times 16, and next 2 times 8, and then next one will be 4 times 4. So you see on this right-hand side, the 4 appears again. So we have actually listed out all the factors of 16 already. So we have to find the sum, meaning you have to add all the factors together. So take note, 4 here is a repeated factor, so do not need to add it 2 times. So just need to add once. So I will take 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16. That will give us, okay, so take note, this paper you cannot use calculator, all right? So you either use your working or do mental sums. It will give us our answer, 31. Okay? Here are all drawings, and then we'll move on to the next page. Okay, question 5. A bookshop had 400 pens. After 3/8 of the pens were sold, how many pens were left? So this question is asking for the pens left. So let's find out the fraction left. So we take 1 whole minus the 3/8 is sold. We get 5/8. So we're going to find 5/8 of 400. Remember, okay, if you want to find 5/8 of 400, we change the off to a times. So I'll write down 5/8 times 400. Close. So please, when you want to do multiplication of your fraction, okay, please simplify first before you actually carry out the multiplication. Otherwise, because this paper, you cannot use your calculator. So what I will do, I will make my second number here into a fraction as well. So diagonally check whether you can simplify your fractions, all right? So 8 and 400, yes, both you can divide by 8. So 8 you divide by 8, you will get 1. 400 you divide by 8, you will get 50. So now you can take the numerator, multiply by numerator, denominator times the denominator. So 5 times 50 will give us 250. 1 times 1 will just be 1. So your answer for question 5 will just be 250. Okay, question 6. Find the value of 7 out of 9 times 12 out of 5. Express your answer as a mixed number in the simplest form. So here, let me write down the question first. 7 over 9 times 12 over 5. So for this, same thing. Diagonally, we can simplify. Please go ahead to simplify first. 7 and 5, there's no common factor, so no. 9 and 12, right? Both you can divide by 3. So 9 you divide by 3, you will get 3. 12 you divide by 3, you will get 4. So now I will do my multiplication of my numerator and numerator, denominator and denominator. 7 times 4 will give us 28. 3 times 5 will give us 15. So take note, this we have to give our answer in a mixed number. So 28 divided by 15. Okay, remember fraction is like divide. Okay, 28 divided by 15, we will get 1 whole 13 over 15. So that's our answer for question 6. Question 7, this one you have to measure angle A. So this one you just use your protractor, all right? You will get your answer 93 degrees. Okay, let's move on. Question 8. Bala's football training ended at 6:45 p.m. It lasted for 1 hour 15 minutes. What time did the football training begin? So for this one, the training ended at 6:45 p.m. So to find what time it began, right, we have to work backwards. So let me draw the timeline first. So it ended at 6:45 p.m. It lasted for 1 hour 15 minutes. So we have to work backwards by 1 hour 15 minutes. So for students, we can straight away find what is 1 hour 15 minutes before 6:45 p.m. You can go ahead. For me, I'll do by parts, right? So I'll go back by 15 minutes first. Okay, so 15 minutes before 6:45 will be 6:30 p.m. So let me write down 6:30 p.m. And then we have to go back another 1 hour, right? So 1 hour before 6:30 p.m. will just be 5:30 p.m. So that's our answer for question 8. I'll write it 5:30 p.m. Okay, question 9. This one is in the figure below, shade 2 more squares so that the figure is symmetrical. So you look here, you have your line of symmetry, this dotted line here. So let's look at which are the 2 squares that we have to shade, all right? So on your left-hand side here of your figure, you have this shaded. So on the right-hand side here, you need to shade this one here, okay? In order to make it symmetrical. Next, you observe that on the right-hand side of your figure here, we have this one shaded. So symmetrically on the left-hand side of this figure, you need to shade this one as well. Okay, so these are the 2 squares that needs to be shaded for question 9. Okay, let's move on. Question 10. The table below shows the mass of paper collected by the different levels in a school for recycling. What is the difference between the greatest and smallest mass of paper collected? So we're going to find difference between the greatest and the smallest. So we look at the greatest one. The greatest one is for P5, okay, with 1,261. Next, we look for the smallest mass, which means the lowest one will be for P3 with 978. So to find difference, we just take the bigger number minus the smaller number. So that will be 1,261 minus 978. Okay? So this one, you do your working, you will get the answer 283 kg. Okay, this one pretty straightforward. Just choose the correct numbers to subtract. Moving on to the Okay, so for this question, right, this 8-point compass is no longer in the syllabus for this year's P5, so we will skip this question 11. Okay, so let's continue moving on. Question 12, the line graph below shows the height of a plant measured over 4 weeks. So for line graph, bar graph questions, we write down the value for each week first. Okay, so for this one, at week 1, the height is 2 cm, so we can write down 2 cm. Week 2, right, is over here, it's between 4 and 6, so that will be 5 cm. And then moving on to week 3, we have is between 8 and 10, so that means it's 9 cm. And then week 4, we have 12 cm. So part A, what was the height of the plant measured in week 2? So week 2, the answer will be 5 cm. So let me write it down. Okay, part B, they're asking in which 1 week period did the plant grow the most? It means between which week to which week did the height increase the most? Okay, so sorry, let me just adjust this one a bit first. Okay, so that I can see the, okay, here. Sorry, so this is 2, 5, 9, and 12. 9 and 12. This is 5C. Okay, so let's compare week to week, all right? So from week 1 to week 2, it grew from 2 to 5 cm. So the difference, the growth, which means the difference is 5 minus 2, it will be 3 cm growth, all right? So next, we look at week 2 to week 3, it grew from 5 cm to 9 cm. So the growth, you take 9 minus 5, we get 4 cm growth. Then let's look at week 3 to week 4. We grew from 9 cm to 12 cm. So the growth will be 12 minus 9. That will give us 3 cm. So you see the one with the, where it grew the most, right? That will be from this one. It will be from week 2 to week 3 with a growth of 4 cm. Okay, and that's the greatest growth. Okay, so let's move on. Question 13. Aini reached a restaurant at 19:35. After having her dinner, she left the restaurant at 20:30 and took 30 minutes to reach home. So part A, how long was Aini at the restaurant? So for this, we have to draw the timeline. So she reached the restaurant at 19:35. And after having the dinner, she left the restaurant at 20:30. So she left the restaurant at 20:30. So basically, we have to find the duration from 19:35 to 20:30. So for those who know straight away the duration, you can just go ahead to find. For me, I'll do by parts. All right. So from 19:35 to the next closest hour will be 20:00. Okay. So 19:35 to 20:00 will be 25 minutes because we know that in 1 hour we have 60 minutes. So from 20:00 to 20:30, it will just be 30 minutes. So we add these two durations together, 25 minutes plus your 30 minutes. That will give us our answer, 55 minutes, okay? Okay, so now part B, what time did Aini reach home? Give your answer using the 24-hour clock. So take note, all this timing is already given in the 24 hours clock, so you need not change it, okay, to the 12-hour clock. So just leave it as it is. So what time did Aini reach home? So remember, we have to draw the timeline again. So she left the restaurant at 20:30, right? And then it says that she took 35 minutes to reach home. So 35 minutes after 20:30 will just be 21 Okay, and that's our answer. Okay, this one I think I'll just write down the answer here. For part B, it will just be 2105. Okay. All right, let me clear and we will move on. Okay, question 14. A bookshop sold 2/5 of its blue pens in the morning and sold 1/4 of the remainder in the afternoon. In the end, the bookshop had 45 blue pens left. Part A, what fraction of the blue pens was sold? All right, so for questions that involve this phrasing, 1/4 of the remainder or 1/4 of the remaining, okay, this is the biggest clue for us to draw a model for such question. Okay, but for drawing a model, we have to look at the first fraction, the denominator first. So based on this, we know that at first we have to draw 5 units to represent the total number of blue pens. The bookshop sold 2 out of 5, right? So it will be 2 units. It will be in the morning. All these must be my remainder. So let me label as remainder. Okay, looking at this, my second fraction, it says that and sold 1/4 of the remainder. The denominator is 4, but you look at your model, your remainder is 3. So the number of units does not tally, so we have to draw the drop-down model. Okay, make sure you draw the same length as the remainder on top. So based on the denominator here, you need to draw 4 units for your drop-down model. So sold 1 out of 4 in the afternoon, meaning here it will be 1 unit will be for your afternoon. And then in the end, the bookshop had 45 blue pens left. So meaning this 3 must be your 45 left. Okay? So with that, we have to solve what fraction of the blue pens was sold, right? So the one sold was in the morning and in the afternoon. So how to find the fraction of blue pens sold? We focus on this part first, the part that is equal first. Okay, because this is a drop-down model, this part and this part must be equal. So for the top model here, we have 3 units. For the bottom one, we have 4 units. So we have to find the common multiple of 3 and 4. That will be 12. So meaning we have to make this total portion here 12 units. Meaning each one here will be 12 divided by 3. Each one will be 4 units. So let me label each one as 4U, 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 meaning total will be 12U, right? So since you label this as 4U, this original one here is also the same. So we have to put the 4 units inside. So now let's look at the bottom model. Same thing. From here all the way to the end, it has to be 12 units as well. So each one will be 12 divided by 4. It will be 3 units. So let me label each one as 3 units. Okay. So we're going to find the blue pens that were sold, right? Morning and afternoon. So the morning, right, it will be 2 times 4 units. It will be 8 units sold in the morning. The afternoon is just 3 units. So total units sold will be 8 units for your morning plus the 3 units in the afternoon. That will give us 11 units sold. Then we have to find fraction of the blue pens sold. Means we have to find the total units as well. So total, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of 4. So we have to take 5 times 4 units. Total, there are 20 units. Okay, so this means the fraction of blue pens will be 11 out of 20. This is the sold for blue pens. This is the total blue pens. So that's the answer for part A. Okay, moving on to part B, how many blue pens did the bookshop have at first? So looking at the model, the only value we are given is this 45 here. Okay, and you know that 45 is being represented by, there's 3 of 3 units, right? So there'll be 9 units. So that write down 9 units is equals to 45. Always find 1 unit. There will be 45 divided by 9. We will get 5. So the question is asking for blue pens in the bookshop at first, meaning the total. So we have found in part A, the total is 20, right? So we find 20 units. That will be 20 times 5. We will get our answer, 100. Okay, so that's your answer for part B of question 14. 100 blue pens. Okay. Okay, let's move on. So this is the last question for this paper. A school bought 25. Let me just adjust a bit first. Okay, a school bought 25 tables and chairs. A table cost $120 and a chair cost $80. The school paid a total of $2,480. How many tables were bought? So for this question, they give us the total number of tables and chairs. They tell us the cost of one table, one chair, and also the total cost for all the tables and chairs. So when you're given all this information, it needs to come to you that this is actually a supposition question. Okay, so the question is asking how many tables were bought, right? So for supposition, we always have to suppose the opposite of what is being asked in the question. So since they ask for tables, we will have to suppose all are chairs. Okay. So if we suppose all are chairs, our first step, always we have to find total. The total amount if all are chairs. So you're saying all 25 of them are chairs. One chair costs $80. So the total amount for 25 chairs will be 25 times 80. Okay, so you do your own working, you will get $2,000. Okay, for second step of supposition, it will be extra. So take note, you calculated that the total of 25 chairs is 2,000. However, in the question, the actual total is 2,480. So to find the extra, you just take 2,480, you minus the one that you found in total. Minus 2,000, you will get the answer $480. Okay, so this tells you definitely not all 25 of them are chairs. There's definitely some tables as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my one exchange. I will exchange one chair to one table. So let me write down one exchange first. Okay, when I exchange one chair to one table, the chair is $80, the table is $120. So the difference, okay, will be 120 minus $80. Okay, when you exchange one chair to one table, the difference in cost is actually $40. So remember in the extra step, the total difference is 480. But when you exchange one chair to one table, the difference is only 40. So we need to find the last step of our supposition will be number of exchanges. Meaning we need to find out how many chairs do we have to exchange to tables in order to get this extra of $480. Okay, so one exchange is 40, total extra is 480. So to find out how many times we need to exchange, we need to take the total, which is 480, divide by the one exchange of 40. So let's write down 480 divided by 40. So we do this, we will get 12. Meaning we have to exchange 12 chairs to 12 tables. So our answer, this 12 will be for tables. Okay, so I repeat. This means that we have to do 12 exchanges. Means we exchange 12 chairs to 12 tables. So our answer for part A will be 12 tables. So for part B, they're asking how many chairs were bought. So remember, we are given a total is 25 in total for tables and chairs. So in order to find the chairs, we just take the total of 25 minus the 12 tables. We will get our answer, 13 chairs. Okay, so that's our answer for part B. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.